Welcome to our deep dive into the science of self-discipline. In this video, we'll explore why self-discipline isn't just a rare trait, but a skill anyone can develop. Drawing from behavioral psychology and neuroscience, we'll break down how willpower works, why motivation is unreliable, and the practical strategies you can use to build lasting habits. Whether you struggle with procrastination, distractions, or sticking to your goals, understanding the science behind self-discipline will empower you to take control of your actions and your life. Let's start by exploring what self-discipline really means and why it matters. Many people believe self-discipline is something you're either born with or not. But research shows it's more like a muscle that can be trained and strengthened over time. Just as you wouldn't expect to lift heavy weights without practice, you can't expect perfect self-control without building it up gradually. This mindset shift is crucial. Instead of blaming yourself for a lack of willpower, you can focus on training and optimizing your discipline. Throughout this video, we'll look at practical ways to exercise your self-discipline muscle and make it stronger day by day. To understand self-discipline, we need to look at the brain. The prefrontal cortex, located at the front of your brain, is responsible for logical thinking, planning, and resisting impulses. It's the command center for self-control. But it's constantly in a tug-of-war with older brain regions like the amygdala and basal ganglia, which are driven by emotions and the desire for immediate pleasure. This internal conflict explains why it's so hard to resist temptations, especially when you're tired or stressed. Knowing this helps you approach discipline with more compassion and strategy. The prefrontal cortex is your brain's CEO. It handles long-term planning, decision-making, and the ability to say no to short-term temptations. When you resist the urge to check your phone during work or choose a healthy meal over junk food, that's your prefrontal cortex in action. However, using this part of the brain takes energy. The more decisions you make, the more fatigued it becomes, which is why willpower can run out by the end of the day. Recognizing this can help you plan your most important tasks when your mental energy is highest. On the other side, the amygdala and basal ganglia are always on the lookout for comfort and instant rewards. These older brain regions drive you to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and stick to routines. They crave dopamine, the feel-good chemical released by things like junk food, social media, or skipping a workout. When you're stressed, tired, or hungry, these emotional systems become even stronger, making it harder for your logical brain to stay in control. Understanding this dynamic is the first step to building better self-discipline. Have you ever noticed that it's harder to resist temptations at night? That's ego depletion in action. Every time you override an impulse, you use up a bit of your mental energy. Over the course of the day, this energy gets depleted, making it much harder to stick to your goals when you're tired, stressed, or hungry. This is why it's important to automate good habits and reduce the number of decisions you need to make. By conserving your willpower for the moments that matter most, you can maintain better self-control. Many people wait for motivation to strike before taking action. But motivation is just a feeling. It comes and goes, depending on your mood, energy, and environment. Discipline, however, is about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. The most successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, routines, and habits that make action automatic. By shifting your focus from waiting for motivation to building discipline, you set yourself up for consistent progress. Relying on motivation is a common trap. If you only act when you feel inspired, you'll rarely make progress on tough goals. Motivation is influenced by countless factors: sleep, stress, weather, even what you ate for breakfast. Instead, discipline means showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. By removing the need for motivation and focusing on habits, you make progress inevitable. This is a key mindset for anyone who wants to achieve lasting change. The science of self-discipline teaches us that action comes before emotion. Instead of waiting to feel motivated, start with small actions. As you build momentum, motivation often follows. This is why successful people focus on routines and systems. They know that taking action even when it feels hard is the real key to progress. Over time, these small actions add up, creating a powerful cycle of discipline and achievement. One powerful strategy for resisting temptation is the 10-minute rule. When you feel the urge to give in, whether it's eating junk food, scrolling social media, or skipping a workout, pause and wait for 10 minutes. This short delay gives your logical brain time to catch up and cool down the emotional impulse. Often the craving will fade and you'll find it easier to stick to your goals. This simple rule can make a big difference in your daily self-control. The 10-minute rule works because it interrupts the automatic response to temptation. By forcing yourself to wait, you engage your prefrontal cortex and give yourself a chance to make a better decision. This technique is especially useful for breaking bad habits and building new ones. The next time you feel an urge, remember, you don't have to act on it right away. Just wait and you'll often find the craving loses its power. Another effective strategy is urge surfing. Instead of fighting or suppressing a craving, observe it like a wave in the ocean. Notice how it rises, peaks, and eventually crashes and fades away. By acknowledging the urge without acting on it, you can ride it out until it passes. This mindful approach reduces the power of cravings and helps you build resilience. Over time, you'll find it easier to resist temptations and stay focused on your long-term goals. The 40% rule, borrowed from Navy SEALs, states that when you feel completely exhausted and ready to quit, you're actually only at about 40% of your true capacity. Your mind gives up long before your body does. Remembering this can help you push through mental barriers and achieve more than you thought possible. The next time you feel like stopping, remind yourself that you still have more to give. When you hit a wall, whether it's during a workout, a study session, or a challenging project, remember the 40% rule. Your mind is trying to protect you from discomfort, but you're capable of much more. By pushing just a little further each time, you expand your limits and build mental toughness. This rule is a powerful reminder that growth happens outside your comfort zone. Willpower is a limited resource, so the most disciplined people don't rely on it all the time. Instead, they design their environment to make good habits easy and bad habits hard. This means increasing friction for temptations and decreasing friction for positive actions. For example, if you want to eat healthier, don't keep junk food at home. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your clothes the night before. Small changes in your surroundings can have a huge impact on your behavior. To break a bad habit, make it inconvenient. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't buy it. If you want to check your phone less, leave it in another room while you work. The harder it is to access temptations, the less likely you are to give in. This strategy works because it reduces the number of times you need to rely on willpower, making it easier to stay disciplined. On the flip side, make good habits as easy as possible. If you want to run in the morning, lay out your clothes and shoes the night before. If you want to read more, keep a book by your bed. The less effort it takes to start a positive behavior, the more likely you are to follow through. This simple strategy can help you build lasting habits with minimal resistance. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to see results. Small tweaks to your environment can make a big difference. Move distractions out of sight, set reminders for important tasks, or use apps that block social media during work hours. These adjustments reduce the need for willpower and make it easier to stay on track. Over time, these small changes add up to major improvements in your self-discipline. Dopamine is the brain's reward chemical. It's released when you experience pleasure, whether from eating tasty food, winning a game, or getting likes on social media. Modern life is filled with cheap, easy sources of dopamine, which can make hard work feel less rewarding by comparison. Understanding how dopamine works is key to building real discipline and finding satisfaction in long-term achievements. Social media, junk food, and video games provide instant dopamine hits with little effort. Over time, your brain gets used to these easy rewards and becomes less sensitive to the satisfaction of real achievements. This makes it harder to stay disciplined and enjoy the process of working toward your goals. To reset your dopamine baseline, you need to cut back on these cheap sources and focus on activities that provide deeper, long-term rewards. One of the most important skills for self-discipline is delaying gratification. This means choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasures. By intentionally reducing your consumption of cheap dopamine, you train your brain to find satisfaction in effort and achievement. Over time, this makes it easier to stick to your goals and enjoy the process of growth. To reset your dopamine baseline, start by identifying the activities that give you instant pleasure with little effort. Gradually reduce your exposure to these activities and replace them with more meaningful pursuits, like learning a new skill, exercising, or working on a creative project. As your brain adapts, you'll find it easier to enjoy hard work and stay disciplined. Waiting for motivation is a losing strategy. Instead, focus on taking action no matter how small. Each step forward creates momentum, making the next action easier. This is the secret behind building lasting habits and achieving big goals. The more you act, the more motivated you become, creating a positive feedback loop of discipline and progress. Habits are the foundation of self-discipline. By repeating positive actions until they become automatic, you reduce the need for willpower and make progress effortless. Focus on building one small habit at a time and celebrate each success. Over time, these habits compound, leading to major improvements in your life. One of the best ways to conserve willpower is to automate good decisions. This means creating routines and systems that make positive actions the default. For example, meal prepping on Sundays can help you eat healthier all week without having to decide what to cook every day. The more you automate, the less you have to rely on willpower, freeing up mental energy for other challenges. Your environment has a huge impact on your behavior. By shaping your surroundings to support your goals, you make discipline easier and more sustainable. Remove temptations, add reminders, and set up your space for success. These small adjustments can help you stay focused and make progress, even when your motivation is low. Discipline isn't about avoiding discomfort, it's about embracing it. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone and do things that feel challenging. By practicing small acts of resistance every day, you train your mind and body to handle discomfort better. Over time, what once felt hard becomes easier and your capacity for discipline grows. Think of self-discipline as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start with small challenges like taking a cold shower, skipping dessert, or working for 5 extra minutes. Each time you push through discomfort, you build mental strength. Over time, these small wins add up, making it easier to tackle bigger goals. Celebrating small wins is essential for building self-discipline. Each time you resist a temptation or stick to a positive habit, acknowledge your effort. This positive reinforcement helps your brain associate discipline with reward, making it easier to stay on track. Over time, these small celebrations create a sense of progress and motivation. Tracking your progress is a powerful way to stay motivated and disciplined. Use a journal, app, or simple checklist to record your daily actions. Seeing your progress over time reinforces your commitment and helps you identify patterns or obstacles. This awareness makes it easier to adjust your strategies and keep moving forward. No journey is without obstacles. Anticipate the challenges you might face, like stress, fatigue, or unexpected events, and plan how you'll respond. Having a plan in place makes it easier to stay disciplined when things get tough. Remember, setbacks are normal. What matters is how you respond and get back on track. Implementation intentions are simple plans that link a specific situation to a specific action. For example, If I feel like skipping my workout, I'll put on my shoes and walk for 5 minutes. These plans make it easier to follow through, even when motivation is low. By preparing for obstacles in advance, you increase your chances of success. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By becoming more aware of your urges and impulses, you can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting automatically. This awareness is a powerful tool for building self-discipline and making better choices in the moment. Building self-discipline isn't about being harsh on yourself. In fact, self-compassion is essential for long-term success. When you slip up, treat yourself with kindness and understanding, learn from your mistakes and move forward. This balanced approach helps you stay motivated and resilient even when things don't go as planned. Rest and recovery are vital for maintaining self-discipline. Just as muscles need time to recover after a workout, your brain needs breaks to recharge. Prioritize sleep, relaxation, and downtime. This helps you avoid burnout and keeps your willpower reserves full so you can stay disciplined over the long term. Having a support system can make a big difference in your self-discipline journey. Share your goals with friends, family, or a community. Accountability partners can help you stay on track and provide encouragement when you need it most. Remember, you don't have to do it alone. Support makes discipline easier and more enjoyable. Setbacks are a normal part of building self-discipline. Instead of seeing them as failures, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your strategies, and try again. This growth mindset keeps you moving forward even when things don't go as planned. Instead of obsessing over outcomes, focus on the process. Celebrate the effort you put in each day regardless of the results. This approach keeps you motivated and helps you build habits that last. Over time, consistent effort leads to the outcomes you want. Visualization is a powerful tool for building self-discipline. Spend a few minutes each day imagining yourself following through on your goals and experiencing the rewards of your efforts. This mental practice strengthens your commitment and makes it easier to take action even when motivation is low. Regularly reviewing your progress and reflecting on your experiences helps you stay on track. Set aside time each week to assess what's working, what's not, and how you can improve. This habit of reflection keeps you focused and ensures you're always moving in the right direction. Self-discipline isn't a magical gift or a rare genetic trait. It's a combination of understanding your biology, managing your mental energy, applying practical strategies, and shaping your environment. Anyone can build self-discipline with the right tools and mindset. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are worth it. The most effective approach to self-discipline combines multiple strategies. Use the 10-minute rule, urge surfing, and the 40% rule to resist temptation. Design your environment, automate good habits, and practice mindfulness. By stacking these tools, you create a robust system that supports your goals and makes discipline sustainable. Ultimately, self-discipline is about supporting your biggest goals and dreams. It's the foundation for personal growth, achievement, and fulfillment. By mastering the science of self-discipline, you give yourself the power to create the life you want, one small action at a time. Let's recap the key takeaways. Stop waiting for motivation. Action creates momentum. Use the 10-minute rule to delay cravings and let your logical brain take over. Control your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Embrace discomfort and train your discipline muscle daily. Remember, self-discipline is a skill anyone can build with practice and the right strategies. Self-discipline is within your reach. Start small, be consistent, and use the strategies we've discussed. Over time, you'll find it easier to resist temptations, stick to your goals, and achieve the results you want. Remember, every act of discipline is a step toward a better, more fulfilling life. Begin your journey today and watch your self-discipline grow stronger every day.